Think back to the release of Fallout 3. The hype was strong, and everybody thought that Bethesda and Fallout would be the best thing since sliced bread. And for the most part, it was so. Fallout 3 received high praise, and the scores were high. Even though it used the Oblivion game engine and played rather stiffly on the PC, I overall liked it. Anyway, let's move to the almost current day. Fallout New Vegas was announced, and once again anticipation was high. As details and screenshots start to emerge, the rage starts to build up in me. People are questioning if this is really a true sequel to Fallout 3 or just an expansion pack. And of course, the developers, Obsidian, this time around, do not really officially address this, and the rumors run wild. The game looks the same, nothing except the location and a couple of weapon mods seem to be new. Even the title doesn't say Fallout 4, it has a subtitle of New Vegas. I must admit I was in the same boat. Years of shit from TV, bad games, and other internet critics have made me into a bitter old whiner who can't get excited about anything anymore. Well, almost. I was sure that this new title was going to be nothing but a map pack or an expansion, but for the second time this year I was wrong. I'm referring of course to the BioShock 2 game, that was to my surprise rather good, but I would still not call it a proper sequel-worthy title, of having number 2 behind it. But I'm getting off topic here now. Fallout New Vegas is better than Fallout 3. Yes, I said it. That is what I feel after playing New Vegas. I love Gothic 2 and the whole Gothic series in general, I guess, and also Risen. You think that maybe I forgot what I was talking about, but it's about games, right? Well, the reason I mentioned Gothic 2 is because Gothic is really unique in its own way. I especially love the whole game design aspect of it. In Gothic, you get a feeling that everything is handcrafted and placed there specifically for you to find. Everything has a reason. I get a similar vibe from New Vegas. In Fallout 3, the world didn't feel alive at all. In fact, it felt like it was just copy pasta together. Mike P. Reference here. So, what does New Vegas do better than Fallout 3? Well, for the first topic, I'm gonna take the beginning of the game. Fallout 3 has this long ass intro sequence that you have to play, and it is damn long and boring in some places, especially if you have already done it once. New Vegas starts out with a short cinematic, and then you are free as a bird, or at least it would seem so. Even though there are no walls to block you from moving away from your vault or tutorial, it has deadly monsters that rip you to pieces should you wander off the road. This makes sense and also helps guide the player in a desired location. However, the player is free to go where they wish, provided they can kill the badass monsters. One other thing I heard that people didn't like about Fallout 3 was the immense lack of direction and feeling of being lost and having no purpose after emerging from the vault. Even though I didn't really notice this as a fault myself, I can see the reasoning behind such a small thing. If you exit that confined small vault to an open world and are given a 110mm pistol and a vague idea of the objective you're supposed to accomplish, it can be a tad intimidating. Coming back to New Vegas, you have a very clear goal and a strong motivation to reach it. It's perfect. The beginning of a game is very important because gamers get very easily frustrated, and if the beginning is boring or really damn difficult, it isn't fun for the player and they'd rather play WoW or some other game. Another thing I would like to mention is the world design. I love open world games, but if they are really bland and random like in Fallout 3, then that's no fun. Yes, the world in Fallout 3 was flat, random, and rather boring. It didn't have any personality. It was just a field that had different areas on it. No organic real world feel, but a feeling like someone put them there, just so there would be something there. New Vegas has a nice road system that goes through most of the settlements and makes a lot of sense too, since after the end of the world by nuclear war, the transport would be rather difficult on roads. And actually, there would be no transport, and roads would be considerably help the transport along, whatever's left of the roads then. And settlements would stick to road like cities to a river and desert. New Vegas's towns are placed like real towns would have back in the real world, so it makes everything easier to find and navigate. Speaking of navigation, while the distances are short and there's always something to see or kill, I couldn't help but feel I wanted some mode of transportation out there. There was a horse in Oblivion. There could have been easily something similar, or even a bike or a car in New Vegas. I didn't miss it too much, but in my opinion, it would have added a lot if you could have had another place to store your stuff. I find it would make things easier and more exciting. Crafting was in Fallout 3 and is present here too in Fallout New Vegas. I'm quite a few levels in and I still don't get crafting at all. On the contrary to my girlfriend, I don't read the tutorials or instruction books that come with the game. I'm always amazed how she knows stuff about games that I never found out. Simple answer, read the fucking manual. Basically, you can take things apart and combining other things make completely new things, and this includes ammo. Another thing that was missing in Fallout 3 but is in New Vegas is cooking. I have one small problem with crafting here. I need to carry the stuff I want to cook from, which makes sense, but my inventory space is very limited, so I can't go around with my entire fridge stuck to my back. Inevitably, I end up missing some parts and need to designate special time for crafting when I return home, get all the stuff from my hiding places, and proceed to craft. Not perfect, but not boring. It actually takes effort, but you don't need to craft to play through the game. So that's good. It's all balanced. I could go on. What else is there that's awesome? So I'm going to. Loot. Loot is great. It's realistic and useful. Weapons? You got powerful shotguns and rifles and handguns right off the bat. Guns that feel real and look good too. They improved the whole shooting mechanic as well from Fallout 3, so it's much better in New Vegas. Companions? Yes, there are companions in New Vegas. Companions make to be very useful things. They have whole backstories and quests attached to them, so that's nice. You want to keep them alive though, cause once they die they're gone for good. Negative sides at all in the game? There are, but as I'm running this nearly midnight on Sunday, I really can't remember that many. Maybe one mistake that they made, and it's more of a visual thing, is that they used the same engine they used in Fallout 3 and in Oblivion, and it's really beginning to show its age. In conclusion, Fallout New Vegas is a great game. I hated the idea of Fallout New Vegas when I first heard and saw it. Why make this? Why call it a new game if it's essentially a map pack? But I'm glad to confess that I love this game. It really feels that a different team worked on this one than the Fallout 3 game. New Vegas is more realistic, more dark, much more dark really. The world in which you adventure feels alive and has a good composition and placement of elements. Shooting, crafting, and killing, sure enough, are very well implemented. If you have never played Fallout, I can easily suggest Fallout New Vegas, even over Fallout 3. I did not really like Fallout 3 that much. I think it was considerably overhyped. Everyone was happy to finally see a new Fallout game, but it really didn't impress as much as everyone made it out to be. I don't really understand why New Vegas initially got so much bad press and reviews. Maybe for the same reason I didn't like it at first, but as I said, it all changed as soon as I started playing it. I give this game 4 two-headed mutant cows out of 5. Graphics are mostly the same, but they add a lot more color this time around and things look really good and fun. I didn't experience any crashes or graphical bugs. Audio is amazing as well. Barren sounds inhabit the wasteland around New Vegas, and score is really solid. Gameplay has also been much improved over the older game, and the final score 4 out of 5 is good. Well, the crafting could have been a lot more friendlier, and there is no transportation to speak of. But I can look over those small things and still enjoy the game.
Evening.